Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. I hope you guys had an amazing holiday. I hope you're having a great time on a break. If you're getting one, I am getting one. Therefore, I am shooting this the week prior. But what I wanted to do today was do something a little bit different for Thanksgiving and decorate the set for the holiday season. So I made a community post and I asked you guys what you wanted to hear because I'm gonna be making my own set decorations and I thought I should have something to chat about while we craft. Okay, let's get started. So fun. I loved crafting. Okay, I got this at Goodwill. I just found it and I thought this is a great thing to start with. Bobby and Steph, thanks guys, they found me lots of these things. So we're gonna just make it into a little thing and Steph over here is gonna ask me some questions that we pulled from the community post.
All right, so first question to get you in the Christmas spirit. What is your favorite Christmas song?
Favorite Christmas song? I have two different answers. My first favorite Christmas song of all time is the one about Christmas shoes. It might just be called Christmas Shoes. It's very depressing. It's the one where the little boy is singing about like, I gotta buy these shoes for my mom because she's gonna meet like Jesus tonight. Does anyone know that? It's a horrible song.
Sure, I wanna buy these shoes for my mom.
It is so depressing, but as a kid, I loved that song. Like it would come on, you know, Christmas Eve on the radio and I'd be like, oh, finally my song.
If mama meets Jesus tonight.
Does that mean I'm a weird little kid? Perhaps. These days, my favorite has been Mary Did You Know, Pentatonics version.
Mary, did you know that's your baby boy?
And I don't even like Pentatonics, but I like that version. Okay, I'm thinking also for this design, I'm just gonna shove things in here, right? I think that'll work. I don't like the super flamboyantly colorful things for Christmas, so I'm going to try to just, you know, get a little bit of color with not too much, so. That's good, right? Wow.
Another question. What book of the Bible are you currently reading or studying?
Ooh, in my Bible study right now, we are studying the book of James. And honestly, I've never gone like verse by verse through James before, so that's been very enlightening. It's a lot more of an easier read, you could say, than I would expect, in a good way. Just like it's very direct. He doesn't really mince his words, so you know what he's saying, which I think is very helpful. So James in Bible study, and then at church, we're going through the book of Mark. So we're taking actually an entire year to go through Mark. And I didn't think you could take one book for a whole year, but frankly, you could do years per book. So that's what we're doing. And then in my personal life, I just got through John. So kind of all over the map a little bit.
Miss Megan said, we love you, Reagan. How did you meet your husband? And what are some Christmas holiday traditions you've developed together?
Ooh, okay, great question. Also, thank you, hi. I knew him since I was little. So I knew him in elementary school. We went to the same Sunday school specifically. So I just knew of him and his family because we crossed paths at church. But then we went to the same high school, but he was a year older. Our friend groups didn't really ever overlap at all. And then we met my freshman year of college. I went to college, which was far away from my hometown. Then I had to come back, which is a whole other story as to why, but we'll happily get into that one day. I had to come back and take a semester off from college. And so I was very sad when I was back home. I was like, oh, woe is me. Life is hard, et cetera, et cetera. And I was moping at home and then I met Adam and he stayed back in our hometown. So he was going to school back there. We met, fell in love, and then I understood why, you know, sometimes you go through challenges in life because sometimes God has little surprises just waiting for you that you just have to find. And so that surprise was Adam. So, and that was 10 years ago. Was that the first part of the question? There's another part
and
of
then
this
what
question.
are the Christmas holiday tradition?
I keep forgetting that I have to build a wreath. I like just answering questions. Holiday traditions. Well, here's the thing. So we both obviously are from the same hometown, so it's very easy for our holidays in terms of travel, but we haven't really been in Nashville, which is the only place we've lived together. We haven't been here for like a holiday because we always fly home. So we don't really have a lot of traditions here in Nashville yet, which is kind of sad, but also I love our traditions back home. And so we kind of go where the family is, and our tradition for all the holidays right now, especially Christmas, has been like booking flights and being at airports. Honestly, because of the movies, that's very festive. You know, you're like trying to get home for the holidays and don't wanna miss your flight. That's us every year. So unfortunately, that's our really only tradition that we've created for ourselves.
Rena wants to know if you have advice for a conservative teenage girl in 2025.
Ooh.
That's part one of her question. You can
Okay.
answer that first.
Okay, advice for a teenage conservative girl in 2025. I know it's rough out there. I would say biggest piece of advice from the jump is to find like-minded community and surround yourself with that. I think that that's really hard, especially when you're kind of isolated or alone in your thinking, that it just makes it way more challenging. And I found that whenever I was finally able to like find community and people who thought like me, I didn't feel so crazy. And then I felt also more emboldened to speak about what I believe, or at least not being afraid to do so. And so I would recommend like find community, really prioritize that. And then that will give you boldness to just grow in your beliefs and also be vocal about them, which is very important as well. Also, it's cool to be different. Maybe that's cliche, but like own it. You know, if you can't find community, or maybe you're just in an area where you don't have a lot of it right now, it's okay to not think like everybody else. It's okay to want to do things differently, whether that's with your faith or with your conservative beliefs or whatever that looks like. I just kind of had always thought to myself like, okay, I just have to own the fact that I'm not gonna always be like everyone else, and that's okay. And frankly, then I was like, you know what, actually that's cool. I think that the coolest trendsetters are the people who go against the grain and are not like everybody else. And so that's where I think conservatives, especially young conservative women, have a chance to really like stand out in a cool way and show that like you're not of the world. And I think that that also helps you communicate any messages that you want to share with people about your beliefs if you are standing apart from the world.
Second part of her question, she's curious what your New Year's resolutions will be.
Oh, I forgot about those. New Year's resolutions are tough. If I'm feeling very convicted about like not having done something, I'm not gonna wait till the new year to start. But I will feel extra convicted if I don't start and then the new year rolls around and I'm like, oh no, I still haven't done that thing. Like learning to cook better for my husband. Maybe that's a good one. Also, Adam will like that if he hears it. Learning to be a better cook. That's my New Year's resolution. Oh, this doesn't look horrible, right guys?
No, it's looking good.
Wow.
Are you gonna put some color in it now?
Oh, I guess. See how I've been rejecting color up until this point? Oh wait, maybe I'll add a pine cone or two. That makes me feel like back home. Okay.
Yeah, there's a little bit of the red ones with the white on it.
That's true.
No, I don't think I will.
The next one from Max Animation Official is, where did your love for journalism come from?
Ooh. I would attribute my love for journalism back to middle school, early high school, when I was traveling a lot for some missions. I spent just brief periods of time overseas, but enough to learn that there was so much of the world that I knew nothing about. Very humbling, but also very much so like, well, these people's stories deserve to be told, and there's so much story out there to be told. And I think that also every person's life is actually very interesting if you get to know them, if you get to like share their story. And so I wanted to learn how to share stories professionally and to like do that for a living. It started there, in addition to the fact that I had always loved like videography, and I was the kid that would have like the camera and filming everything, and then making my friends do music videos and making my friends do everything that I was like, guys, we need to film videos today. Like that was our like fun time. If you came to my house in middle school, that was what we were doing. And so mixed with my love for videography and then storytelling, that's what kind of molded the journalism world that I went into. Yeah, and I am eager for the future of continuing to tell stories in different ways, because I think comment section is one medium and one platform for that, but I think there are a lot of different ways to do that and a lot of different things that I want to explore in that category and in that field here. So those are all things that we're working on and doing, and I'm excited for that.
What are your hobbies outside of filming and researching?
What are my hobbies? Probably my number one, sadly unoriginal hobby, because I feel like everyone does this nowadays, so it's no longer unique, but I love thrifting. I'm glad that everyone is also picking up on the thrifting world. I didn't in high school, and I really regret that. I had no idea about the world of Goodwill until freshman year of college, and then ever since, never looked back. Love thrifting, that's why I got this. Found some stockings the other day. They were only $2.99, a steal, and I thought they're relatively cute. So a specific hobby, I love sea glass hunting. I think I've talked about that before, maybe not, but if you guys know what sea glass is, it's essentially glass that has been thrown into the ocean via bottles, etc., and then it's washed back to shore, but by the time it comes back to shore, it's like frosted and rounded and looks different than a piece of like shard glass that you would just see. And so I love finding sea glass. I could nerd out for that for hours and hours and just walk beaches and find sea glass, so, which I do often. So that is one of my other hobbies. Like I will travel to locations that have good sea glass so that I can hunt for it. So I like hunting for things, not animals. Good finds at Goodwill, cool things on the beach.
Jesse wants to know, when did you accept Jesus as your savior? And tell us your testimony.
I was 7 years old when 6 or 7, when I like officially got baptized. And it was an event. It was like, if you finally want to accept Jesus, and I like ran to the stage. I was so excited. So that was like 6 or 7 when I really understood it in a way, obviously more than I would have younger than that. I would say that my faith like got much stronger and my relationship with Jesus became even more real when I was in middle school, and I just dealt with some really severe anxiety for essentially the first year of middle school. And it was so weird and just something I had never experienced before, and I didn't know what this feeling was or how to deal with it. And I just really connected with God and was like, I need your help. Like, I don't know what this is. And this is the first time that I was like really struggling with something as a believer. And he just saved me from that situation. And it was like such this profound kind of 180 that I experienced, and it was like directly a result of him. And so ever since then, I've just been like, love Jesus. I feel like I don't have the most interesting testimony. I always kind of hate that. I'm like insecure about my childhood testimony, but yeah, he just like pulled me through so many times. And then in high school, it was just such a rock that I had, and now has been in my career as well. So couldn't do it without him. That's for sure. Could not. Would be impossible. Okay, I think this looks good. Let me put this up a while and just see if it needs more stuff. I don't want to overdo it. Jumping in real quick to tell you guys about the Daily Wire shop, because the Black Friday deals are live right now, and we're talking up to 30% off stuff that will make your liberal relatives a little bit uncomfortable at Thanksgiving, because we've got things like the golden Leftist Tears tumbler, which honestly is very much my vibe, so I love this one. Also, we have things like the collected poems of Donald J. Trump, because yes, it's real, and yes, it's really funny. Plus, we have hats, t-shirts, hoodies, all the goodies that you won't find going to your local mall. So whether you're shopping for your based family members, your freedom-loving mother like my own, or you're just treating yourself to something special over the holidays, we've got you covered. But here's the thing, the deals won't last, and neither will the inventory. It will sell out, so don't be that person scrambling last minute trying to get stuff. Get it today. Just head to dailywire.com/shop right now. That's dailywire.com/shop. Okay, let's get back to crafting. Is that holding? Yeah. She looks a bit uneven, a bit not circular. Ooh, I don't know how people do this like with their houses. It's so impressive. Peep at the candle, my Candle Club candle. Okay, let's see. I have a feeling I'm not gonna like this, but I'm gonna try. Like, that doesn't look good. Maybe it just ended up here, like a little ball. Okay, let's see. Drum roll. Oh yeah, that looks horrible. Okay, yeah. Not good. I don't even think that adding garland, I'll try for a second, but this is new garland, but it's like, it does the job. I think the color of the lights are just sort of wacky. This has gone downhill. Yeah, no. Okay, well, I said I would try. Didn't say I would keep it. Oh, the stockings. Okay. We still have options.
Okay, so I'm gonna give you a question while you do that. Okay, so question, what's your favorite childhood memory of Christmas?
Ooh, that's a great question. Favorite childhood memory? So where my grandparents live and where all my family used to live is on essentially like the same road. And so my grandma and pap, which would be my great grandparents, they lived down the road. So we would go to them for like morning breakfast and see a lot of the family that we didn't get to see all year. And we would work our way down the road until we got back to my Nana and Pop's house, which is my grandparents. And then we would have the rest of our Christmas there. So I loved those mornings because you could see the great grandparents. She had amazing monkey bread. It was so wonderful. And then we would come back to my Nana and Pop's house. But now that road is much different because my grandpa has since passed away. So it's changed the dynamic a lot at Christmas, but I still love that area. I love those memories. I think that's the hardest part about when Christmas changes and when you get older is the things, they physically can't stay the same. So we have to make new traditions now, and we don't have that Christmas morning. It's not the same, but now I'm married, and so I get to join my husband's family for certain events. So it's a different dynamic, but I love it all the same. And yeah, but the memories as a kid, Christmas morning with my great grandparents are the best. One of my other favorite like childhood traditions, the stockings. Bobby has created this little contraption for me made out of goop to see if these actually hold. Oh. Okay, I mean, if they're never touched, I think we'll be, but I feel like that's a bad angle for a shot. Oh. I need to understand if this is good because I'm looking at it, but based on how it looks on set, once everything is set back up. So I'm gonna reset up the studio to see if this looks good. Okay, so I'm looking at the new shot because we've set it back up to be, I'm out of focus over here, but this is what it will look like. Honestly, I think it looks pretty good. I added a couple pine cones, but they just look like blurry little blobs in the shots. Maybe if I add a couple more, they'll be more intentional. I was gonna make little dried fruit things and like string it along here. If that pops up one of these days, I might have decided to do that as a craft, but to dry out the fruit, it took a long time and I have to be in my kitchen all day and I just haven't been home long enough to do that. Okay, yeah, I think it looks good. You can't really see the one stalking, but we know it's there now. Okay, Steph, what's next?
Part 1 of this question.
Okay.
Melita Villa, how long have you been married?
My husband Adam and I have been married for 3 years now, over 3 years. We celebrated 3 back in July of this year.
Part 2, have you guys been thinking about having children?
Oh, I love that question. Actually, yes, we have. That has been something that we've been praying about and just kind of figuring out when that is the right time, when is the right time. You never know when the right time is, but the right time for me is right now because I'm actually pregnant. That is my new news as of now. Surprise! I am. I'm actually pregnant. No joke. Yes! Right? I have proof. Proof is in the... Ta-da! Crazy, right? There are a few other people that we have to tell because the rest of my team doesn't yet know, except for the people now in this room. The first order of business for today's meeting, because I figured, we should discuss this. This is important information. I'm pregnant.
Whoa!
Surprise! Thanks, guys.
No way!
Oh my God! Are you serious? Oh my gosh, congratulations! Right? 16 weeks.
You're 16, okay.
Yep. Yeah, so this is the huge news. Thanksgiving, the greatest thing to be thankful for, something that the greatest surprise. And so even there's been a lot of episodes lately that I've wanted to mention it because I feel like it's relevant, especially as we talk about these episodes where women, they think they have to choose their career or having kids or all of the different things. And so they choose a lot of bad decisions, I think, as a result of that belief. And for me, this is a crazy time in my life of starting this new chapter, of being a host now and of having so much fun with the show and with what we're up to. And finding out I was pregnant was sort of like oh my gosh, okay, Lord, I gave it into his hands and he said now. So I've since come to realize that there's never a right time, it's just always like the right time, and that the Lord will make it work. And so right now I'm just trusting in that, trusting in the safety of my baby, which so far has been happy and healthy, and it's so crazy. And these jeans are one of my last pairs of jeans I can get away with wearing. So soon I will be in like dresses or more jeans from Goodwill to get me through. Also, I wanted to talk about this because I am in real time being just shocked by the miracle that is a baby. And that is one that is currently inside of you when you don't really even realize it's like, you don't understand that it's there. Like right now it doesn't seem real. So seeing like a visual has really been the only thing to make it feel real. But specifically just how detailed and formed they are by such a young age. Like by a couple of weeks, they were talking about a heartbeat. And that blew my mind because again, we're told it's a clump of cells. Anyways, I could go on a whole rant. I will one of these days because now I have a whole other reason to, to exist, number one, but to speak, to be bold with my beliefs, to make the world a better place for my future baby and for the next generation at large. So yeah, super, super stoked. Baby coming this spring. Thank you for watching this episode of The Comment Section. If you want more episodes like this, please subscribe to this channel and like this video if you enjoyed it. And for other content, you can follow me on my personal Instagram and X, and make sure to follow us on our new Comment Section Instagram page. I'll see you guys in the comments.